What's up, everybody? My name's Trey. This is Denzel. Welcome back to Better Days Sports, your number one stop for everything sports related, podcasts, debates, good commentary, hot takes, everything that you like and love. We're here for it. And in this episode of the podcast, we'll be talking about the Boston Celtics versus the Orlando Magic, how we feel about this series specifically. But if you are somebody that's new to the channel, new to the pod, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to get notified every time we post a video. And leave a comment in the comment section down below of who you think is going to win this series, because it looks to be a lot closer than initially expected. But Denzel, kind of take us away, since this is your favorite team.
Yeah, it's the favorite team right now, and believe it or not, actually watching the game while shooting this, it's a 2-point lead that the Boston Celtics have right now in Orlando. Game 4 is always tough because now they are, away. Boston doesn't have that good home court advantage once again, and the Magic have turned up and turned out to play. The refs, if you let Celtics fans tell it, they have been showing a lot of favoritism. If you let Magic fans tell it, they just been playing regular Magic basketball. Like, what do you mean? This is how we play. We're a physical team, right? So it's very back and forth, But to be honest, I still got the Celtics as favorites to win this. But I think that the Orlando Magic has shown everybody that they have a lot more heart than these other teams, believe it or not. So even though they may not be as skilled, even though, they have two key players hurt with Jalen Suggs and Mo Wagner, they not giving up. It's just that resiliency that they have. So they making it a tough game for the Celtics each and every time out they step out on the court. And I don't think that the Celtics really expected them to go this hard, which, hey, man, wake up, dude. It's the playoffs. So I think this is, if the Celtics win another ring, this is the game, or this is the series, rather, that they'll look back on and be thankful for, that they played them rather than somebody else who, for lack of a better term, just kind of laid down, kind of like the Grizzlies did. The Heat didn't lay down. The Heat was just outskilled.
Not good.
They was just outskilled. So it's like the combination that the Magic have of, not laying down and being just skilled enough to give them a really good competitive time and hard effort, I think is what the Celtics needed to hopefully push them towards that other ring. But they'll be at the Eastern Conference Finals for sure. Too much talent, way too much depth. They just got to get some things right with rotation and also get healthy, man. Once again, the Celtics are down Drew Holiday right now, so, I think they got it. I'll say 4-1, 4-2.
Yeah, I feel the exact same way. I think the Celtics are just a better team, and with injuries aside, I still think they're going to be able to beat the Magic. Now, if Jason Tatum's wrist or hand injury that it looked like he suffered the game before ends up coming back and they have multiple people out, I think then we might really have a conversation of the Magic making this a longer series. But I feel like once the Boston gets back on their home court, they get a couple more people back, I feel like we're going to see just the talent difference that the Celtics have over the Magic. One thing I am interested to see, though, is at one point in time, are the Celtics going to play like the finals appearance team that we all think that they're going to be? The first game, I was like, okay, yeah, this is Boston. They're going to sweep the series. Next game, some people got injured. Jaylen Brown looks like his knee hurts. Pritchard wasn't able to get his shot off like he normally was. So if all of these negative factors kind of come together for Boston, we could have a very different conversation next series, or even this one, if, somehow the Magic kind of pull this upset, which is not every series you can go ahead and pencil in pin when it comes to injuries. Injuries can derail a team, even if it's by far on paper the more skilled team, better team during the regular season. They come out in the first two games of the playoffs and you're like, oh, this team is winning it by far. But injuries can definitely sneak up on you. And I think another conversation we have to have when it comes to the Magic is it seems like they have two players on their team and everybody else is just kind of there. When it comes to Paolo and Franz and every single other position they have on their team, you could switch them out, and I don't know if you're getting more or less from anybody else across the league. So it's a weird conversation to have because you're like, yeah, you want your two star players to kind of galvanize this team. You want the offense to run through them, but for whatever reason, I didn't expect, 99% of all of the offense to be generated through these two players specifically. So kind of, how does that make you feel as a Magic's fan in this roster construction that they have?
It makes me wonder about the future of what the GMs want. To be honest, GM ownership down to the coaching staff, because picking up on the KCP and just kind of allowing a few free agents here and there to kind of trickle in, like Corey Joseph, for example. You want more investment, right? And maybe they were waiting on something like this to happen to where you force their hand as a young core, because you don't want to give somebody too much too soon, right? So I think this is the fork in the road where the Magic really have to put down their feet and like, hey, we have to help our stars out. Me personally, I would like to actually see them move Franz, just simply because he plays a very similar style to Paolo, and I don't.
Apollo.
It's very streaky, very streaky, and so I don't see where another Paolo-esque type of player can fit in on this squad, because you need more defense, you need more rebounding, you need more three-point efficiency. And Franz just doesn't give you that on a nightly basis. Don't get me wrong, we know he can get his 20 a game, his 18, 19, right? But again, does it align with what the superstar is giving you? You see what I'm saying? You can't have somebody that plays the almost the exact same way, but just as not at a high enough level as you, and expect to win at a high clip. Don't get me wrong, it worked. It was working this year. Again, they still made the playoffs. Kudos to them, but I just don't see long term this working out and them possibly getting to an NBA Finals with Franz on the team. And I know it sounds harsh, but at the same time, when you think about trade pieces and what you can get in return, somebody has to move. And obviously it's not going to be P5. Who else is that attractive on the Magic to where other teams could be like, you know what? Yes, I'll come off of X, Y, and Z for this player. Or yes, I'll give up some draft picks for this player. Not that many, right? So that's why I think if they do end up blowing the squad up, quote unquote speaking, it would have to be Franz. Franz is the key piece that you move there.
Now, so are you, well, maybe instead of moving Franz, maybe going all in on a piece that you think really sets them apart? Because I know we talked about in multiple videos that they just need shooting on their team. And we're looking at you specifically, Trae Young. Look, Magic. Look, trade for Trae Young. Mortgage your future, because I feel like once you have solidified who your star is on your team, you go for broke, kind of what the Pistons did this year. You spend money in free agency, maybe on some older players who might not necessarily get you over the top, but they teach that young superstar how to win games. I'm not saying Paolo doesn't know how to win, but obviously they were a lot lower seed than the Pistons were when it comes to just their overall roster construction. So maybe giving away some future picks, bringing in Trae, being able to open up the floor for both Franz and Paolo might make them just scoring so much easier for them, and showing them that they don't necessarily have to do everything
good
themselves.
Point. Very good point.
Because Paolo put up, it looks like right now they're gonna. This is game four is happening as we're making this video, and Paolo's gonna go for 30+ shots this game. Franz is gonna go for 25+
we talked about
shots.
That before, baby.
And everybody else on the roster, is below 8 shots. So, look, we know your superstars are supposed to handle most of the offensive burden, but if you can just have somebody at least stretch the floor somewhat for them, kind of what Dame did with the Bucks when he came back in his appearance, I think it definitely helps out your young core. But that's kind of what we think. So you think, and how many games this series is going to go?
I'll say 4-2. At best, if the Magic somehow turn it around this game. If the Magic don't win this game tonight, then it'll for sure be a 4-1 because they're going back to Boston. And Yeah, they're not losing there. That crowd is not, no. Too ruckus, too rowdy. So tonight is the Magic's best bet for them to win it. It's definitely not going Game 7. For sure not. 6 games at the most, man.
Yeah, I got 4-1 Boston. I feel like it's hard to sweep a team. As we've seen throughout, NBA history, it's hard to beat a team that many times in a row. But I feel like if you can give up 1, maybe 2 games, especially on the road playing at the Magic, and now going back to Boston where maybe everybody is a little bit more healthy, you're going to get that, motivation from the crowd and kind of just happiness to finish it on your home court. So I feel like Boston's definitely going to finish this out.
That's a huge one.
But just like that, another series kind of in the books. If you are new to the channel, new to the podcast, make sure you hit the subscribe button and notification bell to get notified every time we post a video. And leave a comment in the comment section down below of how many games you think this series is going to go. And do you think Trae Young would be a good fit on the Magic? Because we definitely think he needs to be there. Somebody has to help out Paulo and Franz because the rest of this roster, it's not looking too great. Big shout out Jonathan Isaac. Look, you 7 foot, you got a 7'11" wingspan. I can't help it. You look like you should be there, but I just need something more from you, my boy. I really do. But just like that, we will see you in the next one. Peace.